So here we are on Duke's Cut between the Oxford Canal and the River Thames, and this is Duke's Cut, lock number 44.
So having had a lovely weekend in Oxford, Mandy and I set off, and the first lock that we came to was Duke's Cut, as I mentioned. It took us a little while to suss out how to do the one paddle system, but in the end we managed to sort it. Maximum 3 turns, as it says, but raising and lowering on the one paddle system, eventually we managed to get out.
Beautiful! It's very narrow here, very narrow. I'd like to be some of these boats moored here. That's a railway line that runs up to Banbury. Yes, so we've just left book 1. So book 1 of the Nicholson's Guide, and we now move on to book 7, which is all the southern waterways, including the Thames, Kennet and Avon. Kennet and Avon we'll save for another day. Just talking to a chap on the boat back there, saying a bit narrow. What are you filming? Have to wait and see. I did give him a clue. See if he subscribes. Anyway, don't forget thumbs up and subscriptions. Please follow us along the journey. We are looking forward to, if you've seen the trailer, to the Thames, which is where we're heading.
And so, the two intrepid people and their dog move from the canal system to the River Thames.
So a little bit of a narrow system, and here's one junction which confused a little bit, not quite reaching the Thames at this point, but if you turn left you can sort of double back a little bit towards Oxford. It was sort of signposted Lechlade, but that we weren't on the Thames proper at this particular point, so we had to go a few more bends to find the Thames itself.
This reminds me of the River Stort, which is our home river, of course, and the River Lee, which is the last river that we were on before we left Tottenham or the Tottenham area, the West Ham ground, and joined the Hertford Union Canal when we went to Paddington, and then we joined the Grand Union. So yeah, first time back on a river since May. And of course, as we head west, we head straight into the sun, which makes things a little bit difficult. Yes, indeed. There is life on the canal. Hello! And river. How are you?
So it's a very windy section, this bit. As I mentioned earlier, it was quite like the River Stort. But I think this was the last bend that we had before we eventually saw the Thames itself proper and the sign to Lechlade, which was 26 miles. So on this particular section we decided that was going to be the last of the filming for that day, and then we decided just to carry on to get to Lechlade in the next 2 days.
Yes, it's been raining. Good morning, it is a Monday morning and we are down the Thames. Didn't film anything yesterday because it was pretty rubbish all day. Didn't want to get the camera getting wet. I got wet, Mandy got wet, Dottie got wet. But we have finally arranged to meet my friend Gavin, and we met him and his lovely wife Chris, and we met at the Plough. The filming probably will mostly be taken of us leaving Lechlade and going all the way as far as we can get within our time scale, because we're off on our trips, on our trips overseas again to see some friends in Spain, and we need to be there in about 10 days time. So I doubt if we're going to do 130 miles in 10 days, so we need to come up with a plan of where we can leave the boat in the meantime. But right now, let's go and enjoy Lechlade. So here we are then, at the riverside, at Lechlade. And we've been down as far as we can to the navigable part of the Thames. Now we're stopping for a little drink, have a little wander into town, and then we're going to pretty much log the journey back slowly. Probably only getting to Reading on this particular tour. I guess most of this Thames is going to be split up into different chunks anyway. So the season continues, the last leg of the tour off of the Grand Union is nearly over. So suitably beard up, just the one, we're going to have a little wander into Lechlade. Lechlade. Lechlade? 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 So we're going to do a poll, wander around villages and ask them how to pronounce where you live. L-E-C-H-A-D-E. Is that right? Hey. We shall see. The sun is shining. Let's go. Well, that way.
Lechlade actually gets its name from the River Leach, which joins the Thames just east of the town. And from the earliest days, it was an ideal location for a settlement, as the rivers were a source of food and an easy way to travel. During Roman times, there was a substantial presence around Lechlade. Now, Cirencester was an important administrative capital, and the second important only to London. Now, one of the other things that was also important to the river was having a bridge, and here is one of the original toll bridges where you had to pay to cross. They were called halfpenny tolls, and in order to cross the bridge, you had to pay a toll. From 1787.
Now, you know me, I'm not one for showing off or publicly pronouncing good things about anything really. However, can I say here in Lechlade, wherever we may be, this is probably the nicest public convenience I've ever been in. Clean, very fragrant, a nice fragrance, the best public convenience ever.
Well, continuing the theme of fab toilets, I tried to avoid showing you the urinals. This is the gents at the Trout Inn in Lechlade. The landlord obviously has a bit of a thing about superheroes, and that's your entrance. They like a theme.
So that was a very pleasant walk around Lechlade. We've just come back from the Trout Inn, having walked along Bridge Walk, which is very nice, showed it on the map. Got one of the very few bridges behind me, taking people from the south of the Thames to the north of the Thames. Not many bridges at all along the stretch, but not much to see between here and Walcott Manor. And Walcott Manor is where we're going to go tomorrow. But I hope you liked a little look of what we could show you of a little bit of the pubs and places to see in Lechlade.